Hi you guys, so here we are, my daughter and we are going to tell you this is our second video on our hospital stay review for labor and delivery, and we're doing it on Palisade Medical Center. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk to you about kind of how to research the hospital you're going to be at and the steps that I did for the hospital that I'm supposed to deliver my third kid on, which I have no idea how it is because I've never been there before. So let's go ahead and start. So this video is not as long as my last one, which was like 16 minutes long. My experience on my second kid, which was my daughter Niuska, she was born December 24, 2016. It was at the same hospital as my first kid, but it was a different experience. It was 2 years later. The hospital supposedly got better, I guess, customer service. So when I got there, I was going to a private clinic. So I got a doctor right away from the moment that I was there. That was something new that I like. From the minute that I was in the hospital, they didn't ask me a lot of questions. They didn't make me wait. They just rushed me in. And I was already set up in that room where they put you with all the machines to see if you broke your water or not. And then they called my doctor. My doctor was there in like 5 minutes. So doctor comes in. He's like, we're not sure if you broke your water. We've done many tests and all of them come negative. What do you want to do? I'm like, listen, I'm not in any pain, but I know I broke my water because I felt the water pressure. And it was a lot of water. Like I had to clean and like soak 3 towels out of my bathroom floor. So he's like, okay, so we'll keep you. He told me it was up to me. I could either stay and he would induce my birth and break my water, or if I had not breaking it before, and that would mean that I would have my daughter sometime at that day. Or I could go home, and then I guess sometimes within the next 5 to 15 hours, I would come back to the hospital and have my baby there. I didn't want to go home. I was there already, and I was kind of freaked out by the fact that I had broken my water so abruptly and noisily, I guess. Because with my son, it was kind of like if I was going to slowly pee in the bathroom. I actually sat on the toilet and broke my water there. With her, it was kind of like when you see those movies where the lady is like, ah, and you hear a push and you see lots of water, like that, like if you drop a water balloon on the floor. So because the experience was different, I wanted to stay in the hospital. They induced my birth. I was hanging out with my friend and my husband, and we talked because I really didn't feel any pain. Got to the hospital like around 6:30. Everybody was so nice to me. This time it was different already. Around 3 o'clock, I started feeling a lot more pain, like closer, like my contractions were getting closer and closer. And I actually got the funny story is that I got the same room as I got when I was delivering my son. So when I got there, I had just a horrible experience the first time, that I kept telling these ladies that I didn't want to have the same experience on my second birth. She's like, oh, you should have told me from the beginning. I would have changed your room, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to take you different, I don't want to take you down memory lane on bad memories. And I'm like, no, it's absolutely fine. I just wish that my experience this time was different. So maybe because I expressed those feelings, it was a different experience. I don't know. But it was most definitely a better and nicer birth. So when I'm in the hospital bed, I'm having contractions closer and closer to each other. And the lady is like, she's like, you should get an epidural. Do you want to get an epidural? You have to decide now, because later on, if you don't decide, then I guess it's going to be like too late to put the epidural on. I was like, no, I don't want to get an epidural. And then around, I think it was like 3:50, I'm like, get me the epidural. I'm in so much pain. How much longer? How much dilated am I? And the lady is like, well, you're 6 centimeters dilated, but I don't know how long it's going to take for you to dilate the rest. I was like, get me the freaking epidural. Just make sure that you put it right the first time, because if you have to pinch me twice, then I'm not going to get it. And the anesthesiologist was super nice. She just pinched me the one time, not the 6 times like before. It was different lady though. The lady from before was not there. No one from before was there.
Lucy?
And
Oh.
and so this lady, she like,
boy, Mommy.
yeah, I'm gonna put the movie on, you know. So this lady comes in and she puts the anesthesia, and she's like with the anesthesiologist. It was a guy. He put the anesthesia on me, and it went smoothly. It was a weird experience because the first time I was like, I didn't have any medicine. So I felt everything and I was able to move up, like move my legs and everything, because once you get there, they don't really let you get out from the bed. You're connected to an IV. But this time I couldn't move my legs because because of the epidural, it numbed me from my belly button down, and I couldn't go to the bathroom or anything. So they put like a little pee thing on my private parts. Horrible experience. It's not painful, it's just uncomfortable. And so that was around 3:50. At 4:24, I have my daughter. I felt so freaking bad that I decided to have the epidural, and then 30 minutes after, I was fully dilated. I was like, if I had none, I would have waited. Like, seriously, ladies, you ladies out there, if you already, if you're not tired enough, my recommendation to you is don't get the epidural if you're 6 centimeters dilated. Wait an hour or an hour and a half. If by the hour and a half you're not moving on with your contractions, with your centimeters or whatever, you're not even 1 more centimeter dilated, then get your epidural. But if you're 6 centimeters dilated, don't get the epidural right away, even if you're in like a lot of pain. Try to wait a little bit. That's what I'm going to do now on my birth. I guess I'll do a review on my experience and how I handle the pain. This time around, I'm looking forward to trying to be at home as much as I can so that I can relax and rest before I actually go to the hospital. And this is the thing. With my son, I went to the hospital right away. I waited a lot at home, but I waited because I didn't have the knowledge. I was a first-time mom. So by the time that I got there, in 3 hours, I had him. With my daughter, I was impatient. If I had known then what I knew now, when the doctor said, go home and rest, and maybe in like 10 hours come back to the hospital, I would have done it. Because 10 hours on a hospital bed is not the same thing as 10 hours on your own bed where you can get your own food. I actually had to sneak out food on my daughter's birth. My friend went and she got me soup. So, because I didn't want to eat anything heavy, because with my son, I had eaten something heavy and I threw it up. So this time I just kind of got a soup, but I had to get something on my stomach. But I had to do it like hiding from the nurses, because they actually told me no food whatsoever. But I was like, I'm going to die in here if you don't get me some food, lady. And so my friend, she like went to the cafeteria and she got me soup or whatever. Anyway, that's kind of my experience. It went smoothly. The difference, however, when I went into that recovery room with my baby, it was super nice. Everybody was super nice. It was super spacious. I was by myself in the room. Just a wonderful experience at Palisade Medical Center this time on 2014. And I told everybody that it was a wonderful experience. The difference was they didn't push me for breastfeeding, for formula. This time around, I got a lactation consultant in the room, and she was like, what do you want to do? You want to breastfeed? Okay, let's breastfeed. Nobody spoke about formula. As soon as I said only breastfeeding, they agreed with me and they helped me out. They gave me some things for my uncomfortable sore boobs. They even provided me with a hand pump that I could take home afterwards. They helped me lashing on my daughter, and they never mentioned formula whatsoever. As soon as I got into the room, as soon as I had my daughter and I said, they asked what I wanted to do, I said breastfeeding only, and that's it. Nobody else spoke about formula ever again. Everybody was like, breastfeeding, she needs to breastfeed. That's it. And then the different thing, however, was that this time around, the diapers and the supplies for her were limited. As to where for my son, they gave out a bunch of stuff that we didn't really need it. Not that we didn't need it. It's always nice to have extra stuff for the baby. But I felt like maybe some people would take advantage of that. Because they would just give out a box, one of those little boxes that have like 20-something diapers. Like, every day to me. Like, my son was not going to use that many diapers. But anyway, I took it and I took it home and that was nice. It was an extra help. They would give me as much formula as I wanted. They would give me a packet or two. I think I got like 3 packets of baby wipes. This time around, they kind of gave me 4 diapers. And then when I used those diapers up and they saw that they were thrown out, then they gave me 4 more, and so on and so forth. When they gave me the formula, it was the same thing. It was kind of like, how much is your daughter taking? They didn't give me formula until the last day at night because I hadn't gotten any sleep and I didn't want to breastfeed. And that was the only time my daughter got formula. After that, she was breastfed like all the way until she was a year old. The other thing was that the diapers, this time around, I didn't get wipes. They didn't get wipes at all. They just say that to wet a napkin to clean her. And so I kind of know that now. The other thing, that was it. They were so very nice. Everything was super good this time around. I really like the experience in the the Palisade Medical Center in North Bergen with my daughter when she was in 2014. This time around, I'm a little nervous. I'm living in Garfield and I'm not living in Garfield. I'm going to a clinic that's in Clifton, and my doctor, she's really nice. I love her. She's been so nice with me with the whole placenta thing and everything. But she only delivers in Clara Mass Medical Center and in St. Mary's. St. Mary's, I went one day for a took aid and they took me forever. I even ended up leaving the hospital and being like, I'm out of here with my pain and I'm going to another hospital. With Clara Mass Medical Center, I've seen a lot of reviews on their website, not on other websites or YouTube, so I really don't know. But they do offer low-cost classes where they give you a tour of the hospital and the labor and delivery thing. So that was something that I did to kind of feel a little bit more ease about my concern. Definitely when we go and pick out the hospital, my next appointment, I'll make sure to tell her that I most definitely don't want to deliver whatsoever at St. Mary's Hospital, because that's the worst hospital ever at, I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like Passaic. That is, the St. Mary's Hospital that I'm talking about is in Passaic, New Jersey. Worst hospital ever. Worst hospital attention ever. Do not recommend anybody to go there. However, I'm going to give a try to Clara Mass Medical Center. It's not getting me so much nervous. This one is in Belleville Drive, New Jersey. It's kind of all the information that I've gathered so far, and the fact that I'm going to go to a tour on the hospital has made me a little bit more at ease. So definitely I advise you to do that. We're going on 2 classes. One is a breastfeeding one. I know it's my 3rd baby, but you always want to kind of go back to what breastfeeding is and latching and everything. And the other class that I'm going to is called Welcome Siblings. And it's super nice because you pay $15 per kid, and you take your kids, and it's like a whole thing where they talk about, and they give like a little party that they do. They even bring out balloons and stuff, and they give a tour to the kids towards the babies and the baby nursery, and they talk to the kids about what's gonna happen when they come to the hospital and they see their new baby brother or sister and all that. And I think it's super awesome that they do these things. So there you have it, guys, my experience so far on those different hospitals. I hope this review worked for you as much as it would have worked for me if I could find a review out there about the hospitals that I'm going to deliver in. Bye, guys.